let me summarize everything that I found about this mic. The best way to use it on a camera is wirelessly in digital mode, and it works wirelessly on A6600, even though the A6600 as of this recording is not listed as fully compatible. The best way to use it with a computer is to connect the transmitter directly to the computer via USB-C. And the mic is recognized by Premiere Pro and Zoom. I did not test it with any other NLE, any other editing software. Some of the things that I like, it's lightweight. I can monitor and adjust the audio easily, and it's easy to operate and connect, and I like the sound quality. The things I don't like, there is no storage case. There's no on-camera power indicator, so if you put it on the camera, even on the fully compatible cameras, there's no light that tells you it's getting power from the camera. There's no battery indicator on the receiver, and I don't see one on the transmitter. The mute button is hard to find because if I'm lighting from the front here, I can't really see the mute button, so you have to fiddle around with it. And there's no onboard recording, and you can only monitor audio via the mic if it's connected directly via USB-C to the computer. And why I have it, well, it looks good and I like the sound and I love all things Sony. All right, so now let me get right into the full video with everything that I tested and how I tested it. Bottom of the mic, there's a 1/4 and also attachment points for the stand. On the front of the mic, you got just two buttons. The power button, you press and hold it and it powers on. Press and hold it again and it powers off. When it's on, it stays green. This is the mute button up here. I don't like it because it's not raised and it's not illuminated. Most of the time I'm lit from the front, so if it's nighttime or if I'm lit from the front, I can't see this button. I wish it was illuminated or at least raised. So then I like that it's soft touch, but then it defeats the purpose if I have to fiddle around to find the mute button. On the back, there's a headphone jack and a USB-C, so you can connect this to the computer to transmit and receive audio. We have some filters, so you can have filter off, you can have low cut filter or noise cancellation. And you have 3 pickup patterns. They have unidirectional, omnidirectional, 1 notch down, and stereo 1 notch down. I leave it on unidirectional and I leave it on low cut filter. All the videos that I recorded with the camera after this are going to be with low cut filter on, except when I say noise cancelling. On the side, we have 2 knobs, which I think are pretty intuitive. This is the volume of the mic, which is one of the main reasons why I got this. So to turn it up, you get the mic input goes up, and it has numbers on here, which is awesome. The second knob does not have any numbers, but it's the mic mix. If you tap it, if you don't tap it, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. But if you tap it, you control the entire mix. So you're turning the volume up of both the computer audio and your mic. If you press and hold it, then you control the mix. So turn it up. The orange is your audio, your mic, and turn it the other way. The orange goes this way, and then this is prioritizing the computer audio, or if you're meeting participants. All right, and again, tap it once and that controls the entire mix. It's very light. This weighs about 157 grams, which is about 5 to 6 slices of bread when I tried to find household comparisons. And the transmitter weighs about 25 grams, which is about 1 slice of bread. On the transmitter, there are 2 connection points. One is USB-C, the other one is a 3.5 millimeter jack, so you can connect to cameras. 2 lights, or two you can see 2 lights on here. The first one is a power indicator, It does not let you know if you're charging, if you're connected to cameras, as you'll see in a little bit. And this one is to let you know that you're connected via Bluetooth. Once you unplug the USB-C back here, the Bluetooth automatically turns on the mic, and it's going to start searching for a Bluetooth connection. In which case, then you gotta turn this on for it to connect. On the side, you can have digital signal, or off, or analog. To take the protection off for the camera connection, the Hotshoe connection, you lift this up and slide it back. Here's a pop filter. This is metal, but around it is plastic, and here's how it connects, like that. And there are little slits on here that it clicks in place. So these click in place. See if you can see it right there. Click in place on the sides, on both sides, just like that. And then the stand is heavier. I would say about the same weight as this. It feels about the same weight. And it just goes in here, just like that. Doesn't feel like it's magnet. It feels like it just clips in place, but in either direction works. First test is in Premiere Pro. It clearly works, gets good audio, so it would work with any of the Adobe applications such as Audition and so on. With the receiver and transmitter close, that's the receiver on the mic, on the camera. When it's close, the light is solid. As I start to move away, I'm going to move down this corridor towards the room, and you see the light starts to blink, and that would mean that it's not a strong connection. So now I'm separated from the receiver by about 2 walls and maybe 2.5, 3 meters down the corridor, and the mic is still getting sound, but we'll see if the camera has been receiving audio from the transmitter. And as I get closer, the light will get solid again, indicating a strong connection. There's a loud fan in the background. The mic is in omnidirectional mode with low cut filter on. Low cut filter on. That's what it sounds like with some background noise. No filters on. You can hear the fan. I hope you can hear the fan. You can hear it in the background. There are no filters on. This is with noise cancelling. It's in omnidirectional mode, noise cancelling. Hopefully that cuts down the sound of the fan. When it's connected to the computer via USB-C, you can see that it's getting power because the green light changes to orange. It's supposed to be receiving power from the Hotshoe. However, there's no indication that it is. No indication. So it's completely on in there, and it's turned on, but the light doesn't change. It would be nice if the light changed so you would know it's getting power. But according to the website, it is receiving power from compatible devices like the A7R5 and the FX30, but the light does not change here. Using this link, which I'll put in the description, you can check to see which cameras are fully compatible with the ECM-S1. Fully compatible would mean it transfers power from the camera to the receiver and receives audio from the receiver. So a lot of the E-mount cameras are fully compatible. If it has that blue check, that means it's fully compatible. And if they have an exclamation, it means you have to switch it to analog. The A6600 is in that category, which is partially compatible. This is a mic test of the receiver connected to the A7R5 via Hotshoe and switch to digital. You can switch to analog, but only if you stop recording. So if you're recording, you cannot switch between digital and analog signals. I'll try it now. So just now I tried to switch it to analog while recording. It didn't work, but I'll stop recording and switch to analog and then start recording again. This is a mic test. Now the receiver is in analog, still connected via the camera Hotshoe on the A7R5, and I am getting a good signal. I cannot switch to digital while recording. Now the receiver is connected via TRS cable. It is still on the Hotshoe of the A7R5 and it's switched to analog. I am getting good signal. Important thing to note, you only have mic control, mic input volume control on the camera if you're connected via the TRS cable. I'll try now to switch from analog to digital to see if I get any audio. Alright, so it's still connected via TRS and it's on the Hotshoe, and I switched to digital from analog, and there was no interruption in signal. I can still get signal. Alright, so distinction here is if you're connected via the Hotshoe only and you're in one of the recording modes, as in digital or analog, you cannot switch while recording. But if you're using the TRS, you can switch between analog and digital. Let me try to switch back to analog. All right, it's connected again, and now I have audio signal going to the camera from the mic. All right, don't know why you'd want to do that, but there you go. This is a mic test with the receiver connected on the FX30 via the Hotshoe, and it's switched to digital. This is a mic test. I'm getting good audio. I'm going to now try to switch to analog while recording. Alright, so that's consistent with the A7R5. You cannot switch from analog to digital or back while recording. You'll have to stop and record. So now I'll stop recording and start recording again in analog. This is a mic test. The receiver is connected on the FX30 via Hotshoe and it's switched to analog. I'm getting good analog signal via the Hotshoe. No TRS is connected. This is a test. The receiver is still connected to the FX30 via TRS and it's switched to analog. I'm getting good signal to the camera. It's connected to the FX30 via TRS and I'm getting good signal to the camera in analog mode. I'll switch to digital while recording. Alright, I did not have to stop recording. I switched from analog to digital and I can still get audio signal. As with the A7R5, you only have mic input control on the camera if you're connected via the TRS. The receiver is now connected to the A6600 via the Hotshoe. There is no TRS cable attached and it's in analog mode, and I think I'm getting good audio. Not yet sure how this sounds. This is connected without the TRS cable. It does not work if it's recording in digital mode, only in analog. The receiver is now connected by TRS on the A6600 in analog mode, and it looks like I'm getting good audio. I cannot switch it to digital while it's connected to the TRS. So digital does not work at all on the A6600. As with the FX30 and A7R5, you only regain mic input control if you're in analog mode and connected via the TRS cable. All right, so here's a test in Zoom. So there might be a delay because right now I'm using the mic plugged into the computer via USB-C. And so I'll try it afterwards by using the mic connected to the camera directly. So it's working perfectly. And in here you can select different mics, whichever mic you want to use, whichever speaker you want to use. If you want to change the output to a different system, that works fine too. All right, so let me now try to connect it via the receiver on the camera. Oh, by the way, I should point out that once you plug the USB-C in, the Bluetooth function turns off. Right, so I'll turn that around so you can see it. So once I plug this out, all right, so now it's plugged in via Bluetooth and the receiver is on the camera. So it looks like there's still a little delay, still a little bit of a delay, but it's not terrible. I'm using it for if I'm using it for class or some kind of meeting, no one's gonna complain. All right, so it's connected and it works just fine. You can select the mic via the camera if it's connected via the receiver on the hot shoe of the camera. All right, so then I'll compare it to my old mic that I've been using for a long time. Blue Snowball. I've had this now for many years. I want to say at least 7 years or so, perhaps. I don't quite remember. It's been so long ago. All right. And so this does not give you the option to monitor audio via the mic. And I can't even hear myself, even though I have my headphones plugged in, but I can hear the computer if I play something. And I can control the volume from here because this is a good mic. I think it's served me for a long time, but there was no, I had no idea what others were hearing if I use this. All right, so now I'll try to connect the receiver via USB-C to the computer. This is all Mac, by the way. I'll try it with Windows after. All right, so now the transmitter is connected to the receiver to the Mac with a USB-C, but I can't monitor audio through here. So I can still get audio. I can see the mic moving and I can see that it's selected as a mic input here and my headphones, but I can't hear anything through the back of the computer. But I can hear if I play a YouTube video, I can hear it for sure. All right, so now I'm going to switch it from digital to odd to analog to see if I still get audio input. All right, so it's still connected by via USB-C to the Mac, and in analog or digital mode, the Mac will still recognize it as a mic input. All right, so now let's try with a TRS cable and then a TRRS cable. All right, so it's connected to the Mac with a TRRS cable, and it's actually in digital mode, and it looks like I'm getting audio signal from the mic, which is awesome. Let me switch it to analog. All right, so it doesn't matter if it's in analog or digital. If you connect it to your Mac with a TRRS cable, as in connect the receiver to the Mac with a TRRS cable, it would work. And it's working fine here. All right, so now I'm connected to a Windows computer, and the only way I could get this mic to work with Zoom is if it's connected directly from the transmitter by USB-C, or if I'm using the receiver by Bluetooth on the camera. The receiver will not work with TRS or TRRS cables. That's the only way, either by connecting this directly or by using the receiver on the camera. All right, so one last thing I'll record. I've been recording now for hours, it seems like. Because this does not have internal recording, if you wanted to capture recording from this awesome mic, you could, that's not on your camera, you could use a receiver that does, like the DJI, and you could see I'm receiving audio from the DJI, right? From the receiver right here through the transmitter. It's working fantastically. So this will work well, let's say you are in some kind of a seminar or round table and you want to use this as a mic. Then you can just pass it around and then connect the receiver from the Sony into some kind of a recorder, like a Zoom or a speaker or something, and you could transmit the audio that way. All right.